for joy.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul. So I really appreciate it everyone in here listen to for our meeting, and especially so let's invite our Sharon Nose Master Gary Amick. Please give him a
All
big round of
right.
applause.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Thank
Gary.
you. Thank you, Miss Kay.
Hello, hello.
Well, some interesting weather today.
I know.
So hope everybody stays safe. And I think everybody here knows of me and know who I am, and so I don't have to spend a lot of time on the history. But I thank my beautiful for this business, because when I first was exposed to Atomy, I had the typical, oh no, not another one attitude. And what I did is did my own homework. And in that process, that's the compensation plan, and also excuse me, I get distracted real easy. Sorry. The compensation plan and the ownership and that type of stuff. So once I did my homework, found that it's a very faith-based and a Christian-based business, really started thinking the opposite about what I started with. But it's through the encouragement and support of my beautiful that happened. So Miss Donna is really important in that process as well. So normally when I speak, I happen to scare a few people away because what I talk about. So I want to just hopefully that's not going to happen. If I can inspire one person today, it makes my my mission a lot easier and more successful for me personally. But I want to thank Kay and Paul for putting up with all of us. It's their business, and certainly they're good examples of how to build this business, because you have to be very people oriented. The good news is you're dealing with people, and the bad news, you're dealing with people. So I have a friend of mine that's here in Vegas, and he told me a while back, he said that the worst thing about his business, he has a commercial business, the worst thing is that it's if it wasn't for the employees and the customers, it'd be a great business. So that being said, we're dealing with ourselves, but also other people, and we have to look at the mirror a lot to find out why we're doing what we're doing, and being willing to improve ourselves as well as help other people, because that really is a fundamental issue about what this business brings. So have any of you ever thought about, oh God, if I just invested in this 10 years ago, or if I know what I know today, if I knew this back then, it would be a lot different. And we always, some people frequently think about that. I don't know if it's happened to you, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. I wish I had, those kind of things that we always dwell on what could have been, instead of thinking, where would I like to go? So that's really part of the plan and the dream and that type of thing. So as a fundamental issue, it's easy to look back, but it's harder to look forward. And hopefully today we can inspire some more people with your reaching out and growing, and the plans you set for yourself in the next few weeks to become successful. So that being said, it's hard for people, because of a variety of reasons, to plan or even think or dream about the future, what could be, what if, because we look about what we're doing so far that got us where we are, and many people, it may not be that optimistic. So the point is, we have to plan, we have to dream, and a dream without a plan is just a wish. We all want things, we all would like to have things, but what is it that we're doing to help achieve that? And that's part of the fundamental issue with building a business with people. And I want to emphasize again, this is a very, very simple business, but it's not easy. And the reason for that is, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, and a lot of people don't want to have to work. So, but it is easy. But if you've ever thought or still think about, is this business going to work for you? And my answer to that is No. And the reason I say that, because it's not going to work unless you work the business. This is your business. It's not mine, not Kay's, not anybody else's. It's your business. Now, as a team, we can succeed with this. But if you don't really take a serious look at this, I want to just state Deuteronomy 8:18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth. So that also reminds me of Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Now, what did they know 2,000 years ago? So Proverbs 21:20. The wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets. Do we know anybody like that?
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower becomes a slave to the lender. So we've heard about a lot of those issues, and we even read about them for ourselves, but a lot of times we don't apply them for our own selves as well. So are you investing in your future? There's over 600 products in Atomy. And every time a product is introduced, that really is theoretically a raise for you, because as people in your organization try it, obviously it creates volume, points in volume. So every time a product is released, it's beneficial for everybody. Because to say nothing of the quality and the pricing, it's always a good business model as well. But my point is that if you, let's just say, let me start at that phrase again. If you owned a Ford dealership, doing well, successful, how do you think the staff and people would think of you driving to work in a Chevrolet? I mean, think about it. So if you're in an Atomy business and you use other product, how does that generate the thought or the impression that you are serious about your business? I challenge all of us because, oh, it's cheaper, it doesn't work, I don't like the smell, whatever. And there's going to be products like that. But as a general rule, are we investing in our own business? That is so vital as a fundamental issue. Plus, it's easier to promote the product if you like it. So Christmas is coming soon. A lot of people are doing their challenge, and we're certainly hope and pray that you're successful in that. But Christmas is coming. And what if your friends and family receive, oh, not another Atomy product. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, not another. Oh, my goodness. Well, you're going to get teased a lot, perhaps, by doing that. But what are you doing? Really, you're investing in your own business. At the same time, when you become successful, how do you think those people will change their attitudes and their minds? The old phrase that we buy things that we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. You may have heard about that. My point is after you've become successful, you can buy things with the money that you can afford, and you don't really care what other people think. So it's important in this process to help people help themselves, so that helps you. People helping people business. That's what the fundamental of Atomy really is. And Kay and Paul have asked me to speak a few times in the past, and I always get nervous, and part of the reason is I can't promote shampoo as a product. So, oh my goodness. Any rate, but what I want to do today, and I always introduce a book when I speak, and I want to introduce. This has been in my library for a while, and I'm almost embarrassed that I haven't introduced it to you before. It's called Success Acceleration. Help me with this, Kay. I guess so.
Yeah, put it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Success acceleration.
Success acceleration. Then the bottom of it says proven strategies to put you on the fast track to new levels of achievement. Tony Gary is the author.
Oh, I see.
Fantastic book. I reread this book in preparation for today, and we'll reference a little bit out of it as we speak. But It's a very quick read, very easy read, and his background is about motivation, success, seminars, that type of thing. And this book is fantastic. So, but I also want to focus on more practically for us, the life scenario. And I want to be very specific today because I'm going to cover the 8 steps. Now, I'm not talking about the 8 core steps, the monthly core steps. I'm talking about the 8 steps to success. There is a difference when you go through and you open the book in the success book. So I'm going to talk about the success assessment, the 8 steps. So that being said, number 1, setting goals. Right off the top, goal setting. This is really the dreams and the reason why we want to do what we're doing. And I want to read this. The most important goal we can establish are ones that will last an eternity. Tony Gary. In the life scenario, the goals, I believe, should be not just the business, financial, but they should include spiritual, social, educational, home and family, physical health, and of course, financial. Everything we do should be based on our relationship with God. That's Tony Gary. And so when you talk about the goal setting, it's more than just writing something down. There's got to be meaning and stuff behind it, but not only just the financial, but other factors, because that's going to change our core human talents, if you will, and what we have to offer. That'll also help expedite and motivate and progress the business in general. Number 2 is commitment. I just want to quote the Philippians, 4:13. I can do all things in him who strengthens me. So the Philippians. I can do all things in him who strengthened me. And that really isn't part of all of these 8 steps, but also number 2 is a commitment. And periodically remind ourselves of our achievements. This is really important, whether those are large or small. We should sit back and just think about successes that you've had, whether it's small or large, and what you're occurring right now. The fact that you just registered a new body and a new person, that's a success, and that should be rewarded in your mindset to strengthen you. So it's the most powerful and confidence builder we can employ is by letting us know, remind ourselves of those achievements. Proverbs 10:4 says, a slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Think it applies today? Number 3, the names list. Oh my goodness. Those of you who've been around a while, have you noticed that when you finally contacted a friend or relative, they're already in the business by somebody else? Has that happened to anybody here or just us?
Oh, yes.
Of course it does. So the wait time is one of the issues that we need to make a commitment and take these people off the names list. A sense of urgency with that is really required. So people make a choice. They will or they won't. That's their choice. And the decision is driven by what they believe, what they want, what they think, and how they feel about things. So just put yourself in that same spot when you've been asked about something. So the key is that, did you do something here? So the key is, it's about people making a choice, and their decision is driven by what they believe, by what they think, and what they feel. Same with you when you make a decision. Therefore, you have to help people believe what you are saying, have to relate to the way the person thinks, have to help the person feel good about themselves, and help them have them feel good about you helping them. And that's out of the book from Tony Gary. So the lists are vital. That's a vital part of all of our life's journey, not just the Atomy journey. So making a list is so important. A to-do list. And according to Tony Gary, a list will destroy procrastination, thus increase your achievement level. And if you think about it, it's true, because you make a list and you act on it. What are you doing with your time? You're not procrastinating it. You're spending it on the right things. So number 4 is invitation to Atomy system. The best way to persuade others is your ears, by listening to them. That's by Mr. Dean Rusk. The best way to persuade others is with your ears, because we so often try to talk people into things rather than sit back and listen to what their positive, negatives, their comments and things are. That's really the value, difficult for many people, but it's a value in the growth of ourselves, is to be a good listener. When everything else is equal, the ability to effectively present and communicate ideas is the greatest single factor in success. Tony Gary. So by listening. Number 5 is business explanation. Minds are like parachutes. I love this phrase. Minds are like parachutes. They only function when they're open. So that's from Sir James Dewar. So you can talk, you can say the right things, but if they're not interested in open, it doesn't matter what the business explanation is, but you want to share the details with them. Okay, number 6 is follow-up. Procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. Oh, I love that. Don Marquis. Procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. So Philippians 2, 3, and 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility. Consider others better than yourselves. Each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also the interest of others. So the follow-through and follow-up is, I think, if you have to put a value to this business, it's probably the single most important besides the contact. If you don't follow up, which is very common, well, what does that mean in this business? Well, you sign a new registrant up, new consumer. Hey, how's that product working? Hey, listen, I want to know, do you guys use not just toothpaste, but whatever products we have in the business, and either get together, depending on your relationship with them, either at work or if they're a family or whatever, because it does make a difference on your relationship with them. But you want to follow up and introduce other products and services. And I would even go so far as, in that relationship, depending on who it is, hey, I know you're probably not interested, but do you know anybody who is interested in making some serious money? So you take them out. You're already disqualifying because you told them, and I know you're not interested, but do you know anybody that might be? Really good way to talk to people and to contact them about the business. And well, maybe I am. Why don't you consider me? Well, I apologize. If you're truly interested, I want to sit down with you and let's explain what this business is comprised of and what it entails, and then go from there. So follow through is so important. And how many red flags do we see every month, or red phones on our depth in our own business? It's never ending. Mm-hmm. But the point is, how can we reduce that number? And that's through follow through. So number 7 is business counseling. Now this is getting to an area that really have to put some thought into, if you're the counselor or if you're the one asking for counsel. Proverbs 19:20 says, listen to the advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom for the future. What do they know in Proverbs? But seriously, it's very important. And if you have the faith and desire and the interest to do better and to go further, you need to do some research on what that means and where you're going with it. And then number 8 is duplication of mentor. What does that mean? Well, this business is built on duplication. So eventually in your business, you're going to have people ask you for counsel and help and to be a mentor, whatever it might be, from their standpoint. Quote, It is one of the most beautiful compensations of life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Every teacher was once a student. Every master artist influenced by work and technique of other artists as he developed his own talent and style. So that's Tony Jerry. So the key is that experience is really a factor to this whole business. Get out there, get your feet, wear your shoes out, get out there on the streets and talk to people.
Yeah.
So I want to conclude here with a little bit of interesting stats. Now, these not necessarily maybe you, but certainly people that you're working with in your organization, because it does apply. 37% of US has more credit card debt than retirement savings.
Yeah.
$1.2 trillion. 62% of Americans own stocks. 38% of people in debt are either struggling in crisis with their own money, are either struggling or in crisis with their own money. 38% of people. 67% of American workers are living paycheck to paycheck. 22.4 million Americans can't afford their rent. Only 1 in 4 workers have written down their financial strategy for retirement. Most people don't have a plan B. High percentage don't have it. When I was practicing therapist, I would just off the top of my head would say it would probably be more in the 80 percentile that people don't have. Oh, I'll be okay. I got Social Security. I'll do whatever, and don't realize that there is no plan B for when they do retire. And that retirement, by the way, can come early through the workforce, through injury, through an accident, through something else. There's no plan B by most people. They just take day to day. And a current stat that the first-time homeowner, the age of a first-time homeowner in the United States is now about 40 years old. Back in the day, it was mid to late 20s. So these are all motivations and reasons and expectations that people have or don't have that you're going to confront. And it may not be relative to you. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody because we all have our own situation. But financial improvement is one of the motivators that a lot of people use to build this business. And so that means that you can certainly do a lot more good with money than you can without it. So if your business is not growing fast enough, ask yourself why. Look in the mirror. And it's all about numbers. Numbers. A lot of people don't like numbers. You're going to build this business slowly. It's just the way it is. And if you contact and registration rate or contact a person, this is interesting. If you contact one person a week for 7 years, think about that. One a week for 7 years. That's 364 contacts in 7 years. What are you promoting to those people in your group? How fast is that business going to grow? If you contact one person a day for 4 months, that's 120 people. Certainly improves your odds. And obviously, if you contact one person a year, 365 days. So just on relative terms, it's about how busy you want to be and how many contacts you're going to make and how many no's you're going to get. So it's focusing on you and your family and your situation as a priority, but also you can't truly build this business without helping other people. It's very, very difficult. Can it be done? I'm sure. So really, I truly appreciate being here today. And about the weather, it's not great, but at least we got online stuff. But all of you that signed up and take a listen to this, if I can just help motivate one person, then I've met my goal. To get some people just to take a little different angle, a little different attitude, and maybe just do something extra, then I'm very pleased with that. And certainly pray for those people who are putting their goals in to reach this level and to do their the next few weeks to months, that they're successful in their quest to improve their challenge and be successful with their challenge, I should say. And certainly wishing everybody a blessed Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. But I want to thank you all for just spending a few minutes with me. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my, thank you so much, Gary. I really appreciate it. A lot of people listening, and here we are, a lot of people listening here too. So I really appreciate it, Gary, especially though you shared today. It's more like a fundamental to 8 steps to everybody have to have their own 8 steps to reading this business. So it's really good for us to reminding and brush up one more time. So it's very nice and appreciate very much. Do you have any question, anyone? So just turn on your microphone. You can share. And there is a Rose Miranda there too, and Rigaspi Rose, and also Melody, and Benji, Nemi. And would you introduce yourself, please? Just turn on and then introduce yourself so we can say hello for you too. Hmm?
They're dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Scared some more away.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, they left too. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm so happy to hear one more time to your lecture, because he always give us the practical way to we can do for doing the apply for our own build our own business. So anyone you wanted to add or have a question? Go ahead, Paul.
Yes, Gary, I could listen to you all day long and every Zoom that we have. You make so much sense, and I really appreciate you quoting the Bible verses here and there, because it really, again, brings things together, and it makes even more sense. But you know, these facts that you're bringing out are so obvious to most people that, you know, people just followed your guidance and the 8 steps of success that Mr. Park puts out in Atomy, everybody would be so successful. It's pretty scary, some of the numbers that you talked about. In fact, it just so happened yesterday on the news, they were talking about first-time home buyers. They said it went from 39 years old 5 years ago to 59 years old today.
I know.
Because
yeah.
you know, it just moves so fast because of the interest rates and the less availability of houses. That's pretty scary when you have to wait till you're almost 60 years old to be able to afford a house.
I
It
know.
breaks your heart when you think about things like that. That's why.
And thank you, Paul. And just to add to that, sorry to interrupt, but if you add a 30-year mortgage and you got a house at 60, what does that tell you?
Until 90.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're almost a senior citizen before you even get into your own house. So it's pretty scary in some ways. And if people just, you know, took their retirement time more seriously and their future after their work life, it would be very helpful to them, because you know, what you said about people not having a plan B is so true. Anyways, you bring out so many wonderful features and facts. Thank you for giving us your time and your expertise and your knowledge. I really appreciate it. I always love listening to you. So thank you again for coming in today and talking to us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's scary.
So and just to put a cap on that too, it is scary, and there are programs available